And the reason I, bring this up, especially those milestones and stuff like that, because let's think about, Jules at 2 saying fuck.
Right. It's
You know
crazy,
what I mean?
bro. Shit.
I'm like, now, like, man, I see it all the time where, on Instagram and social media and stuff like that, where these kids is like, it's like, what type of parenting are you really getting? They're just off the wall, they're
Bro.
telling their parents fuck you, or they're singing on to a song like that. And,
Bro.
what are you really being taught, or what are you teaching your kids and stuff like that? What type of environment are you really setting for this child to really succeed in the future? Like that. But for me, being a parent, especially being an instructor, because I have now I'm responsible for other people's kids for that 1 hour block,
Right.
like that. The word I want to harp on today, that I feel that watch what you say, around your child, is the word can't. I hate that word. I think that word is probably the worst word in the American vocabulary.
Whole vocabulary.
Like that. It serves its time and place to say can't. Like that. But like when it comes to progressing, learning, like educating and stuff like that, can't, I think it should just be, obliterated from the vocabulary, American vocabulary. Like, I just hate that word. And when I catch my students, saying that to me, it's because something is hard. They're met with some type of conflict, some type of adversity. Things are getting tough, within the training that we're doing, or maybe they the round was very hard on them, like that. They're encountering something, that they want to give up.
Right.
And so what's the first thing they say? I can't do it.
I can't do it.
Like that.
I can't do
I'm
it.
like, don't say that. It's hard for you to do it right now.
Bro, I believe I can fly.
Like that. You just got to put your mind to it. You know what I mean?
But it's so weird, because people say can't a lot, but they don't realize the programming that is going on when you use the word can't.
Yeah.
It's programming, because you're talking about your physical ability to do something. And so
I think it goes past that. It's your mindset.
Yeah. You're telling your brain is saying, oh, physically, it's not possible for us to do that. And so now your brain is now saying, now your brain is shutting off. It's like anytime that comes up,
we're just gonna go around. We're gonna go away from it. We're gonna do something different.
No, we don't need to do this because we can't do it. And I think I told you this before. I got that from my nutritionist. I told you about my nutritionist.
Yeah,
She said, cutting weight and all that stuff, mental food disorder, blah 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 blah. But she was like, when you're trying to diet, don't say that you can't eat something right now. She say you don't eat it.
Yeah.
Because she said, when you say you can't eat it and you put that restriction on yourself, your body now you want it.
Yeah.
But people that don't eat, like, what name a food that you just do not like?
That I do not like. Man, I'm not that big, like, I eat everything, bro. I probably eat that I do not like. Like, off the bat, I'm not a big fan, like a zucchini and stuff.
Okay. So like zucchini. So say, Eric, do you eat zucchini? No, I don't eat zucchini.
Yeah.
You never crave zucchini.
I don't ever crave zucchini.
Because and not that I can't eat it. I can eat it. I just don't like it.
Yeah.
So I don't. And so that's what she was saying is the way. She's like, when you're diet, don't say you can't eat something. Say, I don't eat that. I'm not eating that right now, because you it's like, nah, I get, but it's the programming in your brain.
Yeah. Now that you're saying like onions too. Yeah, like, I hate onions.
But it's the same way, because you don't crave them, right? It's the same way with the word can't and your body. When you start telling yourself, I can't lift 225, you'll never be able to lift it. You could do 10,000 push-ups a day. If you tell yourself you can't bench 225, you'll never be able to get it off the rack.
Yeah.
And that's I can't.
You're right. They, most people fail because they, not from the lack of trying. It's because they didn't even start.
Yeah.
And and they already and a lot of times too, it's not even because they had that in their mindset from the beginning. It's because everybody around them, that culture or that environment that they're in, has probably brought them up to be like, you can't do that,
right?
We're not meant to do this, and things like that, and so I have a couple things, stories that I want to make sure that to say while we're on this topic and stuff like that. But man, that word, it can just be so infectious, so toxic, and it starts with the kids. It really does start with the kids. For me as an instructor, and then for sure as a parent, it's your responsibility to cultivate and to really support and make sure that these, that the kids that you're watching or that you're teaching and stuff like that, that they, you cultivate their confidence, because that's where it's going to come from.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's where it's going to start.
Right.
And it's those little wins. All right. And you know what? And this, the reason I'm saying this too is that because I asked this question. All right. So remember, I told you last week I just signed my oldest client.
Yeah.
Okay. She's not 90. All right. She's actually 99. Wow. Yeah, I double checked. Yeah. I double checked, and yeah, she'll be turning 99 at the end of this month, like that. And she was a teacher.
Okay.
And I asked her, before our last session last week. I was like, you've been teaching this long, like that. You're retired. You had kids. You got grandkids now, like that. What is one piece of advice that you could tell me I want to bring on the podcast, that you would say on how to really cultivate and teach a kid to really, grow to their true potential? And she was like, confidence. You got to get the kid confidence. All right. And it just starts by bite-sized bits. You know what I mean? Little by little, day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year. Right. Like that. With very little expectations. All right. And the thing about that too, all right, with the expectation part, all right, is that you have to learn how to meet each and every individual kid or anybody, where they're at.
Right.
Okay. And I was like, that's such a true statement. It really is. It's a tough thing to do, especially if you're an instructor and you have 20 kids, 20 personalities, different personalities like that. You could push some harder. You could have to freaking, coddle some, a little bit softer like that. But, if you've done it enough times like that, you're able to meet them all in the middle and really, get the full performance of all of them like that. And, as they're growing and they're learning and stuff like that. And then for me, I have a huge joy about that, that I know I can work with these kids day in and day out. And I know when something's off. All right, and I need to push them harder, or I know that something's off, and you know what? They just need to be alone and give them some breathing room, like that. And so, but I think the biggest factor, like that, where it never seeps into their mind ever that word can't, is the confidence factor. You know what I mean? And so,
yeah, if Jewel came up to me the other day and said, Daddy, I want to be an astronaut. Mm-hmm. You can be whatever you want to be, babe.
Yeah.
Okay. That's if that's what you want to be, that's fine. And people will say that, but then they'll start restricting, like, what you can do. Well, girls aren't that good at math. Girls aren't that good in science. Like, you are if you want to be. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, it's just that simple. And yeah, you're right. That's where it comes from. It comes from the ability to do something. Comes from the confidence in yourself, the confidence in your skill set, the confidence in your training, and you're 100% right. And you've seen it time and time again. You've seen the guys in the competitions. Mm-hmm. They don't think they can beat the guy. Yeah, they won't beat him. Yeah, they won't beat him.
And it's their mindset. We've had plenty of talks about mindset like that. And if you've psychologically already psyched yourself out, before you even stepped on the mat or whatever competition you're doing like that, then yeah, you already lost the first phase of the competition.
Now you're depending on luck.
Now you have this monumental freaking, challenge in front of you because you already lost. All right, that freaking now, yeah, for sure, it's a for certain thing that you're gonna lose the match itself.
As soon as you throw the punch, you're like, that didn't hurt him.
Yeah. You're always questioning every little thing. You're always, second guessing every little thing, and you can't do that. you know, and it's because freaking I just feel that they just didn't build up enough little wins and confident freaking points, you know, among their little journey. Maybe they started they try to bite off too much and they could chew too fast like that, or you know, freaking they're just inconsistent somewhere else like that. But it wasn't enough that when they finally get to that point, that you know what, they just second guess everything.